So with glute medius tendinopathy, one of the biggest things that we see contribute to the pain is lifestyle habits in terms of posture and movement. So the way the anatomy is that you have your glute medius and glute minimus tendons running down like this to the greater trochanter, which is that bony bit on the side of the leg. But you have what's called the ITB and TFL, which run across that. So movements and positions that bring the knee across the midline of the hip. So if you draw a straight line from your hip down, and if the knee is inwards to that line, that's going to really add some compression to both the ITB, but especially those glute med and glute min tendons, and that's where the pain is coming from. So you want to avoid positions that bring that knee across the body like that. So a very common thing we see is in standing, people will stand like this. It's, it's easy, it's like relaxing, but the thing is, it adds a lot of compression to those tendons, and that's where a lot of the pain comes from. So when standing, try and stand a bit more straight. The other thing is young mums with babies, they'll hold their child like that, which is understandable. But if you have some glute medius tendinopathy, that's the position you want to avoid. The other common thing is we see a lot of people with the sit-to-stand desks, because you're standing for a long time. Occasionally, you can get quite lazy and start to do this as well. You want to avoid that as well, as much as you can. That's the benefit of the sit-to-stand desk goes. You can go from standing to sitting and rest in each of those positions. So in a sitting position, when you're sitting down, the same principles apply. You just don't want to bring the knee across the body like that. So common things we see are sort of typing to the side like that if the desk is to the side. Leg crossed as well. That's again compression through the side there. Sometimes people sit like this with the knees inward. Again, a lot of compression through there. You want to avoid those kinds of positions if you have a glute medius tendinopathy, just because that compression is quite irritable and can cause a lot of the pain. So in a lying down position, one of the things that commonly happens that irritates the glute medius and glute min tendons is that, again, that knee crosses down across the midline of the hip. So what we're seeing here is that Deb's got that drop that's quite common when people sleep. What happens there is that there's that constant compression through those tendons, which can irritate and cause a lot of that pain. So a very simple strategy to alleviate that is to use a pillow. And we just pop a pillow between the knees, like that. So you can see here, it's very simple, but now the knee's in line with the hip and you're not getting that compression through the tendon. That's a really, really comfortable position. The other thing you want to avoid when lying down is actually lying on that sore side, because again, it's that compressive force which is going to serve to irritate the tendon and stop it from settling down. Anyway, so it's in being aware of those positions that bring the knee across the midline and compress the glute medius and glute min tendons. Just being aware of those and avoiding those if you have a glute medius tendinopathy can massively decrease the pain that you're feeling. And it's that in combination with a targeted exercise program that'll really help to decrease your pain.